Well, that's an interesting way to get started. Not quite what I had in mind, but let's just jump into it. I've had some issues with Restream not connecting. Now it is connected, so we're all good. Let's close that. Don't need to add more pressure onto the bandwidth. Yeah, sure. So Unity's open. I'm making a robot game. And I'm me too. Should probably introduce myself. I'm David from Fertile Pixel, which is basically just me making games for fun at this point. I'm making a robot game. The script is compiling, and when it's finished, there'll be a robot. Let's pop open a sprite. We will see a robot. These are just some quick sprites I threw together. Not as quick as I intended. Oh, there's a bear. Interesting. I don't know why it always does that. That's a fun little one. The walking bear thing with the hands not quite attached. That's for another little prototype thing I was doing. But anyway, I don't know why it's a recovered file. Seems like every single time. Anyway. Oh, yeah. So computer crashed. Some kind of interesting thingy. What I like to do with my Unity projects is have a directory from Unity. Just put all my Unity assets in, but anything that I'm working on that's not Unity, I put it in a parent directory that holds sort of all the source material. But what I've got here is basically use this animation from my stuff. There's the robot. Nope, that's all I got so far. I'm not even going to keep this in. That's one of the lasers. Just delete that. Let's grab this for reference and pop it there. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to keep this in side perspective, given that I've got it on a grid. So basically, if I grab that main color there, and let's go. I'm not sitting down to make a bunch of sprites here. I've got something else to do, but I thought, let me do something a little different here. Such as remember how to find the tools. There they are, hidden behind that preview. I can make everything a bit bigger if I can control my mouse. Am I zooming? Oh, I was increasing the brush size, which is actually quite good to do. Good thing to do. So yeah, I think more like let me grab this color for the sort of rough shape. Yeah, more like we're viewing from higher up, sort of maybe 45 degrees from the top kind of thing. Yes, I know I can use circles and stuff here. I'm just kind of roughly sketching it. And yeah, circles, that's a good idea. If I hit U multiple times, is that going to give me... That's just the squares. So what's circles, ellipses, shift U, okay. Yeah, so if let's say grab a couple of colors there, and if I go about here maybe, or even when I start at the edge of there like that, yeah. Just kind of use the available space. I could even use the geometry even better. There. Stick that inside that rectangle. And how tall did I do the head? Like half of this height. So could grab the bottom half of that. Just bring that down there. Halfway down there. Oh, that would do it, wouldn't it? And then for this, I've got it just a narrower ellipse. So we're leaving 4 pixels on each side. So like that. And how high do we want to go with that one? Yeah, I think half the... let's say about like that. And then grab that just up here. I'll grab that down here. How high do I want that? Let's go with there. And just get... So grab the top... Nope. The not top. The anti-top of that, the bottom. Go and bring that somewhere up here. And I'm just going to do a few like lines up here and here. And yeah, now we're kind of getting somewhere. Might just get those 2 colors. I didn't get a line down the sides here. But I can. All this blue has to go. Is that that's the dark color, isn't it? Oh, that's the dark color. Cool. Weird. It looks different in the different context. Maybe without all of the highlights next to it. Yes, I could grab dark and light. Might go for an outline like that. Outline around the whole thing. I have not decided on an art style yet. Okay, fine, I'll use a line tool. I don't know if that's going to end up being around the whole thing. If I give it some arms, it won't be. I better get these legs going. And, well, I'll grab this, that color. Yeah, that's right. That's the same as that, isn't it? Let's grab that to make it distinct. And funny little legs. Probably funnier with the legs closer in. Let's do line. And not very long. Go about that long. How wide are those? Those are 3 pixels wide. Let's stick with narrow little 3 pixel legs. and just kind of like them curved at the bottom. Hard to get a curve on 3 pixels. You got to do some anti-aliasing stuff. Anyway, let's grab an eraser and bigger one and just chop out all this blue color in there. Oh, I'm getting reminded of another sprite that I made. The Naked Spaceman. Do I have that somewhere? Space vegetable. It's going to be in there, right? There's my little farmer. There. There it is. This is just on a grid. That's interesting. I've built the whole thing on a grid like this, not actually like animated in Aseprite. Even though I apparently made it in Aseprite. Is there a way I can like split it into a bunch of new frames? Interesting. Well, I'll have to look at that a bit later, but it's a pretty funny one. Just because of this slight detail here is 2 pixels, and it just makes it very funny to me. Yeah, I hadn't figured out how to draw the spacesuit yet, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just not draw a spacesuit. Where have I put my oh, there it is. I'll put that over here. It's the Stream Elements chat. There we go. So now I should be able to get thingy. So what have I got here? Just get rid of those last few bits, and yeah, that's all my bot needs on its outline. So I'll just get that color around here. Need to figure out what to do around the neck there. I might do the outline around the foot. That up. If it could just read my mind to tell when I intend to draw single pixels wherever the cursor goes versus when I want to drag a line, that would be nice. I haven't really done any practice with outlines for pixel art. Which side looks better? You can't really see the outline there, so I'll do the kind of stepped around type of thing. I shouldn't really spend very much time at all on this because this is not today's task. So here I'm doing the outer pixels of the circle. But here I went around, I would lose too much. Might keep its little knees, little roboty knees there. I think I'll do that for that bit. That looks curved enough. Yeah, I'll keep this bolted. What am I doing? I should just be grabbing those 2 colors. So I'll keep its little panel thingy I'll put it sort of over here so it's on the front, and I'll follow that. So I got 2, then 3 pixels there. Put the bolts back on. And then use the darker color for the bottom of that. Yeah, that's actually showing up quite nicely. Show up even nicer if I could draw a straight line. I should get a graphic tablet plugged in. That looks really good. Yeah. I'm just looking at this preview here. I don't know how well that shows up. Maybe I should try and zoom the preview a little so that gives you a better idea how it looks. The head's probably a little bit on the flat side, so I've given myself plenty of space to extend that out. So if I just let me take a look at my options here. So if I would just say grab that, does that put the transparency over the top? No, not really. So yeah, let's put that more like there. I meant to move that one more down. Yeah. So I've still got the shape. Make sure I've got this here. I'm acting as though my cursor would snap to the gaps in between the pixels, and that is really not how it works. Okay, so I think that answers what I was thinking about how to do that. Just there, and I've got this gap, and I think that should be following this, so I think that'll be at the bottom. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, and I'll do the same thing as this face thingy, which really doesn't show up well on top of that pixel, on top of this grey. Sure, there's a way to change it. I just have not taken the time to learn what that way is. I try to follow that and have failed. I should just do light, dark. So right is light, left is dark. There we go, that definitely looks somewhat indented. And I was doing the darker one sort of underneath there. And light in here. I have to give it an extra pixel there. Does that look any good with the extra pixel? I don't know. Might it look better like that underneath? Oh, hey, Gorilla Mod. And to T. I really need to get this. I've got it set up so I get sounds for chats from YouTube. So from Twitch, but not from YouTube. So it's apparently I did notice those sort of straight away-ish. I'm just wondering, I might actually swap them. The Twitch chat's over this side. YouTube chat is over that side. If I put them the other way around, well, it's not just YouTube, it's Stream Elements chat, so it's got everything. I swap them there, I might be even better at noticing them. That's like too dark down there, isn't it? I think just this would be better. Yeah, I'm not trying to make the final character. I kind of just got a little carried away. But I'm actually have other things to do with the game today. But I was just thinking I should be drawing these in more of a isometric perspective. So I was just doing a little quick one. Just get that down lower so that I got room for this thingy. And where should that go? It could go basically anywhere here. Have I left holes? That's the wrong key. There we go. Yeah, so like ultimately I'll need robots that are facing different directions, and I'll think more about how they're going to read visually and things like that. But for now, let's see, that's slightly towards the back. So let's go with like here. And I'll just make it very similar to the other one. For now, maybe a little extra turn of spiral. An edge highlight here would be nice too, but that's getting carried away. So let me just get that out of here and pop that in the center somewhere. Maybe here. I guess it's sort of, where would they stand on a tile? There we go. Let's put version 2. And just export that to, where are we going? Not there. In Unity, assets, project art, sprites. Yes, replace it. Go. Alrighty, so well, let me just grab my robot prefab and drop that new sprite in there. Oh, I need to re-slice the sprite first. So I'll just jump into the sprite editor. Oh, hopefully that's opened up on a completely different monitor. Do not know why. Have I got this? Oh, it doesn't matter. Grid by cell size. That looks good. Slice. Okay, apply that. Now I should be able to go into this little robot. Yes, reapply those input settings. And yeah, so we've got that sprite. We can just select, I guess it's going to be 12, yeah. What's that? Oh, it's just a button background. There we go. So now I'll run that. We should have those kind of robots. They don't animate or anything at the moment. Also, they don't actually make sense. I've got it facing that way, but the legs are front and back. Oh, got lasers, but we can't see because the game window is the wrong size. That's better. Got some things. So I've got one factory here, and it is churning out some robots. So I got that working last time. I think this is just one that was there to start with. And they don't really do anything. Well, they do. They shoot lasers. Why do they have no arms? Yes, good question. Because I am going to have them be able to add parts. And initially, like, arms is extra. They're just going to be basic things that can walk forward and fire a laser. I haven't actually put a laser on them. But yeah, I might give them arms eventually. But right now it's just a placeholder, so that's probably the real answer. It's a placeholder asset. I haven't thought about whether they will have arms or not. Might just pop the scene view there. And yeah, so I think last time I was working on the code for the factory, and then I'd started working on this thing down here. So this is where these things will be dragged and dropped to actually give them the commands. So, select a factory. It will show the current routine, which in this factory is here, walk forward, shoot laser. So that'll be that one and that one. I don't know how well those show up on the stream, but maybe if I do this, it'll be better. So that would show them in these slots, and you could build up more. And then when you select a robot, it should show the routine that was in the factory when that robot spawned, which is what it follows. Is it out yet? I have not done any release yet. New PC, that's exciting. I could use a new one. This one's like super old. I have to calculate the years. That's not the year, that's the minutes. When you get as old as me, it's all the same, all blends together. What are we, like 8 years old now? That's really getting old. So yours is probably more powerful than mine, I would guess. And there's all the fun of setting everything up. New GPU. You always want a new GPU. Yeah, actually got a new laptop for work not long ago. It makes a huge difference to productivity when it can just actually handle the workload. So what I really want to do today is basically get these guys dragging and dropping into here. And I had some code that should have, this is the code here, the routine editor. So basically the sets of commands that the robots follow. For example, if I get that running again, and I think that they're just following a walk forward shoot routine, but I could select that factory and I just disabled all the other factories just to keep it simple when I was following the debug logs. I could just add another step to the routine. So now it's got 2 shoot lasers, and depending on when one spawns, it'll have part of this routine there. So it'll go across a row. Oh no, that one didn't get the whole thing. Oh wait, I meant that to be turn left. Oh, and these will like crash into things, so they'll turn around and walk into a factory and explode and damage the factory by accident. And I haven't decided if they'll collide with each other, but yeah, there'll be potentially obstacles like, some rocks on the field. So initially they'll start out and just walk out and start crashing into rocks. Cool, yeah, go make your game. I've had a lot on my mind today. I'm trying to remember what your game was, or if you told me too much about it. I don't think quite enough for me to know exactly. But yeah, go to it. More games in the world is more good, I think. As long as not too many of them are monetized with interstitial ads. So anyway, that's that. And this is supposed to be displaying the icons for that particular factory, I think. But I'm not sure. Maybe it's just like a routine that I put in there. Let's have a look at this code, what I've got so far. So it's basically just going to find any robot factory, and that's going to be called selected robot factory. The problem is that it's an IHAS routine, and I'll run that again. And I'll grab my routine track here. There's the command palette. I've got the routine track and the command palette. There's friendly factories. What I'm not seeing here is anything that actually has a routine editor attached. So I actually have a routine editor script on anything. No, I think not. So, all right, there's your problem. I forgot to install the thing. Right, so this will be... There's just an empty game object to organize these under. So I'll prop the command palette and the routine track in there. The routine track not in the command palette. And then this editor can be a... Yeah, I got debug logging I need to remove that I'm not using. There. Pop that in the routine editor, so it will try and find a factory. Might work this time now that it will actually be running the code. And then it's going to grab the things in the routine track. So I better pop that routine track in here. I could have sworn I had set this up last time. Maybe I didn't save it properly. There's a thing you can do to recover a scene when Unity has crashed, but I mean, I've still got the code. That's the main thing. Everything else is pretty quick to put back together. Okay, so I've got my routine track. I need my sprites for the different commands, which are these sprites in this order. So just grab those straight out of here, just that to that. And just remember to lock that editor, that inspector, so that I can actually do that. I believe if I drop that on there, that'll work. Okay, and then we're looking at the number of children in routine track. Looks like 10. Okay, we've got an array of those track steps. And we're getting the sprite renderers from these guys. Okay, cool. So they've got sprite renderers in them, and that's what track sprites is going to hold. And track steps holds the those guys. So this will theoretically let me do this. So whenever I'm keeping track of what was selected and now what is selected, so it'll just run this when they are not the same. So anytime they change, updates what was selected. Does nothing if... actually, for now I'll return, but I think I need to clear all the sprites, right? I like to put my to-dos in the form of logging. That way I actually kind of am more likely to notice them, even if I don't have that file open to see the to-do. There we go, so clear that out when we don't have anything to display. And now we're going to grab that routine out of there. So that's what this iHasRoutine interface is for. I've just implemented it for both the factory and the robot, and they just have to have a routine property on them to implement that. And I can access that for either, and I just iterate through that routine, grab, basically turn the where is it? Yeah, robot actions. Did that? Oh, it's down here. I already have it open. Yeah, so this is the enum for robot actions. I just turn this into an integer, which will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and that'll correlate with that list of sprites. And then I grab that sprite renderer for the appropriate step, set its sprite to that sprite, and let me just check this sprite renderer in here. How is that set up? It doesn't have a sprite to begin with. And that's how I would clear those sprites, really, is do this, but instead of the routine, it's going to be those track sprites instead. Now we don't have an action index. And I'm just going to set those to null, and hopefully that clears them out, and get rid of that to do so I don't have to do it. Okay, so I'll try this. Just see if that, what it should be doing is grabbing this factory and showing whatever it has in its routine down here. And that's my first step. And okay, we've got an index out of range and stuff like that. I've also got a bunch of logging that I need to remove because it's not useful anymore. So just in my projectile script, got some logging in here, and that was because I was trying to figure out what was going on when what was going on was actually just I had the animator set to use root motion, and that was interfering with setting the velocity. So I think that's both of those logs, and so this was the issue here. Let me go to that index out of range exception. So I was trying to access something in an array that did not exist. The index wasn't found. Do I just click that? Yeah, here. Action index. Okay. So command sprites and track sprites. Okay, how long is my routine on this factory? For one thing, the routine on that is 2 steps right now. So I think I'll need to have a look. Just output the different array lengths we've got here. So what seems to be happening is I'm going through the routine, but if the routine is longer than track sprites, so longer than the that track I have there, then we're going to have a problem. But maybe update is being called too soon. Not sure. What am I doing? Template string needs that. And I think I also want my command sprites length. There. Okay, so give it another whirl, because I'm not sure on that line whether it's track sprites or command sprites where the index is wrong. So this should help me to find out. Just clear that out. Okay. So I still got index out of range. Routine has 2, track sprites has 0, command sprites has 4. So there's the problem. Now I've set that routine track here, right there. And what should be happening here, routine track.child count here. Okay. Let's just grab that routine track. Why was it not suggesting anything for that? What is that child count in there? Because I'm getting that length as 0. Let's see, so this is just trying to get this thing, get its first child, and get the sprite renderer out of that. But I don't know if I'm even getting that. Let's see. I probably should just attach a debugger here and actually probably debug. So we're getting 10 for that child count, but we're still getting 0 for track sprites. And what I probably should do here, not initialize those there, but instead initialize it just here. So we've got that child count, and I can even grab that out as a variable, just the length that I want to use. It's going to be that's my track length at the moment. So yeah, that looks good. There. So now we're initializing those to the right length. So hopefully then just going through and setting them will do the job. And that could just be because I was not doing arrays properly. Gotten very used to using JavaScript arrays in day job. Okay, now we've got, oh, something's sort of working here. I've had that show up, but I haven't had this show up on the second one. So what's happening there? This one is set to sprites 4. But what is it exactly? So just here, that's set sprites 3. That one's got none, which makes sense. So what's going on there? Sometimes I kind of switch to 3D view, just see if the sprite has gone to the wrong place or something. Can I perhaps move this out a bit? Is that going to make any difference? Aha! There it is. Okay. So that could be a Z-index issue. I think the fix for this would be actually fix it in the prefab. I'll just grab this one. So that's 0, 0, 0. That is also 0, 0, 0. We want to I'm not expecting. So I've got the routine track step. That thing has got this thing on it. But then the action icon, which initially has nothing on it, that's the one where we want it to be moved out slightly. But why is that moving those things? This is so that's 0, 0, 0. I don't quite get why changing that Z would change that. Seems like they're for some reason linked. And now that's gone to 0. Oh, maybe I just need to edit it straight into prefab. I thought I'll just edit it somewhere else. That is not it. This is the one. Minus 0.1, and then check the parent. It's also minus 0.1. What is going on there? Okay, I figured out what was going on. This is the inspector for the routine editor. And it's locked onto that. It wasn't until recently that I started using blocked inspectors quite a lot. Why is that at -2, I wonder? And the Y. Anyway, okay, so now that can be at a -Z. Yeah, I could use my sprite renderer settings for my water in layer. But sometimes it's easier just to kind of use the Z position and position things like that. I guess in the case of this UI stuff, it's probably better to use order in layer. So if I had to put 5 for that, that would probably make it render on top. Anyway, what I now should see is, so I've got my routine editor at 0. These things at 0. That's at 0. I'm looking at the Z here. That's at -0.1. So I guess it must have just been luck that one of the icons showed up and the other didn't. Okay, cool. So that is showing us the routine. I don't have any way to select something else, so it's just always going to be that factory for the moment. And now I have this sort of problem, but not a really real one. We're updating this. Doesn't really do anything down here, but I'm not going to be updating it here. I'm going to be updating it here. So that's sort of a non-problem. Yeah, but that's working. So that's nice. Let's save, and that's an okay milestone. Might just make a commit there. Where have all my icons go? Oh, I see. All right. So I've updated the sprites. That's sort of a separate thing, so I'll leave that. Robot prefab, change the sprite. Yeah, I'll leave that for now. But yeah, all this stuff. That's just cleaning up some logging, but it's all right. I won't split that out. See, that's adding the IHAS routine, and then just adding the property that goes with that to implement it. That's just linking it directly to the routine in there. And got my routine editor and everything, and updated my scene, which is still called sample scene, but that's fine. I can rename it later. So this is a show routine and routine track. A random factory. There's only one factory right now, but it's just grabbing whichever one is there. That one there is just update robot sprite. Yeah, I haven't decided if I'll make multiple robot sprites and just assemble them and animate those in Unity, or if I'll just sort of hand animate with sprite sheet animations. Not sure. Probably end up animating them in Unity just for practice with Mechanim. I might switch that back to 2D view so it doesn't distract me. Two options for how to proceed now. I can either, well, I should check the time first. I've got about half an hour. So I can either do one thing or another thing. I can either try and get the selection system working so I can select different things and see their routine, or start getting the drag and drop for these guys working. I could do all of this stuff in like with the UI toolkit or something. But I could also just do like a drag and drop. Wouldn't be that complicated. Yeah, I might try actually, at a risk of deviating from what I've already started doing. UI toolkit. I saw a way maybe without UI toolkit. let's try a bit of a canvas renderer based one. Could just put that in world space. So that would look like that. Enormous. Maybe the canvas is what I actually want here. So zoom right back down into here. And that's because like a unit is maybe a meter or something like that in Unity, in world space, but then it's like a pixel in screen space. So just ends up being represented in a very different way, which is kind of a weird decision. Anyway, so now I've got like a canvas here, and I need to do things to make it so that my camera actually keeps things in the screen. Not worrying about that for now. Okay. There. So I got our main camera. I also don't really want this to have a background. This is the same. That's my second inspector. So that's the canvas. Here's the panel. Source image is background. I think I want to give it like maybe none instead. Yeah, none seems good. And it's got a color. Well, let's just get the alpha to there so we can sort of see it, but it's not interfering too much with everything. So I think I could maybe do a grid layout group on here. And sure. All right, so we got that. So that's interesting. And I might be able to grab one of these routine track steps there. So I'll just grab the prefab for that. If I were to put that on there, what would happen? It wouldn't quite work out because it's not probably the right kind of thing. I'll just remove that one out of there. But maybe I could do whoa, what's happened? Got this image called image, and we wanted to have one of these sprites here. Sprites 2, I think, is what I want. That has gone enormous. Okay. how do I get that to the right size? Here. This grid layout group. Oh, these are in world space sizes. So there's a panel with a grid layout group. And it could have some of these guys. And I guess what I could do here is put that about there. Maybe about exactly there. And make a routine track. And horizontal axis. And yeah. So something like that might get it working, and then like a new one as well, like a panel, which we could call something like command palette, same as up there. And this command palette has these things in there, so I can do the same sort of thing. Grab a UI image and have it use this image. Just drop these in here. That should be much quicker, I think. No, that's making an animation. Okay, don't want an animation, just want this in there, please. And this one. And that one. And that one. Okay. So this does not have a grid layout group. But yeah. That's actually cool, because this is in world space. I can just do, yeah, one by one. And no source image, please. Turn the off down on that, and let's make it like a color. Oh yeah, I thought that might be going a bit too far. That's just so I can see it and distinguish it from this thing, which I will make another color. Like green, yellowish. Oh yeah, it's looking yellowish because red plus green equals yellow. Yep, there we go. One. Okay, so these are both separate things. And command palette has got these things. It's got its grid layout group. These are up here for some reason. Could I perhaps convince them not to be by resetting this? Okay, now that's not quite doing what the other one seems to be. Start upper left, horizontal, grid layout group. To me, that's looking identical to the other one. And I don't know why it's not like that. These are UI image. That's actually a lot simpler. So what's going on? Oh wait, those are sprite renderers, not these things. Right. Yeah. There's your problem. Doing it wrong. There. UI image. Sprite 3. Yeah, that's working. Get rid of those. Just duplicate, and give that one 4, 5, and 6. There we go. All right, so I might get this other routine editor here, just disable that component and see what I can do with this one. There we go. Okay, so I've still got a command palette. I've still got commands in it. Command dog forward. This one can be command to left. So the advantage here is that these are self-laying out to some extent. Okay, we've got our routine track with the track steps. And, oh yeah, let me get this with its own image on there. And this is going to be the icon thingy. It's the step icon for the routine step. Okay, and it's looking way too big. So can I give this thing is it, what's this? Yeah, give me that layout element. Override the flexible size. That's not what I want. I guess it's sort of doesn't matter which of these layout things I use if I'm laying them out to be in here, but actually so I've got this step icon. Let's just say if it had that, then what should we be showing here for the width and height? 1 by 1 would make more sense. And it's going to be centrally positioned there. And then if we said that was none, it's going to go white. So that's a problem. I just need a transparent thing. Or disable that. Okay. Well, that's looking pretty decent. I'm just going to take this and set that to none. And I'm going to disable that. I may have to just disable and re-enable those things. So I'd say this is going to be a UI version of a track step. And I might do this one as like a UI command something. So let me get those into some preverbs. Yep. And just replace these guys with some of those. I could probably just do duplicate, 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 but I'm currently not. I also probably could just instantiate all those out of the prefab up to a certain size, and that would work fine as well. But no, let me put another one in there. 10, that's probably okay for now. Those are the commands I want, but I still want a prefab here. So it's a command button or something. Brush. I'm going to call it a brush because you might be able to select it and click on these, a bit like painting onto there. Oh, hey, Thomas Allen, how late was I noticing your message? 12 minutes. That's abysmal. I really got to figure out how to get sound when I get messages from YouTube. Maybe there's something I can tweak in somewhere. So far, I haven't found something. Yeah, what I'm doing is making this robot game, and I'm just trying to get these. Basically, have a factory. You set the commands for the robot. The factory is making and spawning robots, and they'll follow the set of commands. So I was just in the process of getting the UI set up to be able to actually set the commands. So I'm just sort of slightly redoing it. Here's a robot that was just there to begin with. This thing will make a robot every 5 seconds or so. So I think exactly 5 seconds is how I would characterize that actually. And they just have that default routine. If I jump into Steam View, I can actually select this, and even though I haven't got that working yet, I can give them a different command here. That's the turn right, walk forward, turn left, and shoot the laser a few times. Now that one doesn't shoot the laser a few times because it spawned before I'd finished doing that, but this one should. Yeah, and then it'll just loop through the same routine. I am seeing a line on here. Is that visible on the game view? No, it's not. Okay, not a problem then. Yeah, they don't actually do anything yet. The lasers don't work. There's going to be enemy factories spawning robots from here, and those will be battled against. I think it might be funny if I just get like environment collisions working first, though, and just put a rock here, and then they could just run into it and explode. That would be amusing. Maybe I should do that now. But no, I've only got about 10 minutes left. I'll try to get something working with this. The reason I was replacing these with UI system things is because I should be able to probably get drag and drop working for these. Maybe. So I might just pop my routine editor script on there. And then update that script. So just give it this routine track though. And do I need to give it the command sprites? Yes, I do. And do I need to do it this way? No, I don't. No. Just grab them from in here. Again, forgot to lock my editor. So let me just lock that editor in. I can select these and drop them right here. I'm also going to put this script up there because I like to keep my like the main mono behavior for a thing at the top there, and then all of the default elements, default components below that. Yes, so it is now going to be doing something a little different, I think. So we're not looking for sprite renderers for those things. Track steps can have, yeah, this is a track step. Let's look at this inspector down the bottom here. And it has a rect transform. Do I actually need those? I'm not actually using those right now. So I don't really need those at all. But it's the things that render the icon that I'm looking at here, and that's this image. So basically I don't need those things, but I'll keep them around in case I kind of switch back to the other way. So this is going to be image, Unity Engine.ui image, I believe is what we got. An array of those. And these are the, I'll still call it track sprites because it is the same thing. It's just how they're going to display those sprites. Okay, and it's not going to be that. That's going to be that, and then we don't need that. Now I've got the track step, and that's the one we use. And we can get that component image. I think there might also be like a .find components in child or something. But anyway, this might well work. And now, given that that is that, am I doing the right thing? Setting sprite on it. Source image sprite. It does seem like it's called sprite here. Yeah, it has sprite. Okay, so that's setting sprite to there. And that's doing that. I also need to enable. Oh, yes, this I need to. So I've got this is active, but that's not what I want. I want to set enabled to false. Is active tells you is like this enabled, but also it's like all those parents are enabled. I can enable that, and that was because they just show up as like white if you don't give them an image. The alternative would be give them like the nothing, a nothing one. Right, we're going very low on time. Started a bit late, but oh well. Busy times lately. So that should be doing the same thing I had going before. It should be displaying. Yeah, displaying the routine for this factory, which at the moment is walk forward, shoot laser. Why don't we put like a turn left, turn right in here, just so we get all of them. Fire the laser again for good measure. And let's run it and see what happens. And then I need to look at setting up drag and drop on something. So yes, that is, I think, maybe not showing these in the right order. What's that factory code again? It's here. Walk forward. Shoot laser. Well, that's not shoot laser. Turn left, turn right. I've got turn left, turn right here. Then shoot laser again. I think I might just have these wrong. Routine editor. Look at my routine editor canvas here. Routine editor script has sprites 3, 4, 5, 6, correlating to walk forward, shoot laser, turn left, turn right. And that is just wrong. That's why. So do I need to restart that? Yes, at this point I do, because I don't have any way to trigger that. It should be 6 is shoot laser, so that will go here. There. So now that should be displaying them properly. They should match what is just here. So we got walk forward, shoot laser, turn left, turn right, shoot laser. Yes, that's displaying properly. So that's good. Next, I guess drag and drop and have that set the routine. So let me think a second. Where do I want that drag and drop to live? Well, I think on this command here. So that's my prefab for these command brushes. It doesn't have any special script there, does it? Oh, I'm not looking there. I should be looking here. Yeah, I've literally just got a sprite and that's all. So, yeah, could probably copy. No, just that should become one of those. Don't want that to be nested in there. Just going to delete that. Okay, I'll just drop 3 more of these in here. And these will be different in the sprite that they have in here. There we go. And I also need to actually have the right command in them. So make a script for those guys. So that's going to be, what have I called those things? Command brush. It's not exactly a brush, but that's the closest thing I can think of. And hopefully that'll just work well enough for my brain to remember what's going on. All right. So let's pop that on there, I think. I might just unlock that inspector and just put that one down low so that I get an idea here. Okay, command brush. Pop that on there. Put it up just under the transform. And good. So that's the command brush. I don't know what I've changed in there. It's open. Let's just wait a moment. Oh wow, time flies. I'm basically out of time here. So really, I just need I really need to rename robot actions to robot action. That's the action in the command that we will have. And basically got to do like draggable. Do we have any device for that? Drag handler? Now the thing about these is that you'll drag them and drop them, but they won't like go away when you're dragging them. I guess it's when you drop them, they should just snap back to where they were and set something in the thing that they were dropped on. So drag and drop. Interesting. I'm going to say I drag handler is probably what I want. And just implement that. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. I've got a few different interfaces here, which makes sense because you can have something that can just have things dropped on it or that kind of thing. But it'd be nice if there was a shortcut interface that had all of them. Let's say drag and drop, drag and drop handler, drop handler. It's like in drag and S drop. Let's just try with drop target. So could I have this be a drop handler, and then it gets dropped onto a drop target, maybe, and then so make those other things be drop targets. This looks like I'd benefit from a slight Googling. That is not Google. It's not even a web browser. I don't even know where I put my web browser. Here's a browser. Unity. Okay, so maybe not a video. Simple-ish way. Drag UI elements. Supporting drag and drop. Let's see. So I could manually do drag and drop using mouse events and things, but using this built-in system should simplify things a lot, get it going a lot quicker. Pointer event stuff. UI drag drop system. I drag handler might be it. Okay, let's see what they say. Okay, so yeah, here's the names of the. I probably should. Yeah, it's got the hasn't got the docs on there. Anyway, begin drag handler. If you wish to receive it on begin drag callback, you do need to implement iDrag handler in addition. Okay, iDrag handler. If you want on drag callbacks, on drop callbacks, that's not very helpful on its own, but we'll get there. Need to implement drag handler as well. Okay. And now let me have a look at iDrag handler. Okay. This is an example. It's got I begin drag handler, I drag handler, and I end drag handler. And they've got an on begin drag, finding the canvas. They're just creating an icon. Setting the parent to some stuff for that icon. Some other stuff. Set drag position. There's the set drag position. On drag. So if it has a dragging icon, then do that. On end drag, just destroys the icon. Okay. When dragging is occurring, this will be called where's my phone just working itself up? Not talking to your phone. Okay, so that's fine. What about these drop handlers? If you wish to see on drop callbacks, does that mean something was dropped on you or you have dropped on something else? Here, called by a base input module on a target that can accept a drop. So, yeah, I guess, and then what about I drop target? I saw I drop target, but maybe that's not part of this. Unity editor experimental graph view. Okay, so that doesn't look like what we want to use. Okay, I think we're all good here. And I think I'm just going to start by debug logging all of these things. Just make that a template string and make that the implementation for all of them. That's end drag. Let's drop, which I don't think will could be called on this one, but actually that I should be able to maybe drag one of these onto another one. Continue drag. Okay. Let's just put this onto something first of all. So this command brush here, for example. Let's make that a command brush like so. And I'm just going to apply that to the prefab. And now that one should have walk forward. Oh. How does this one have two? Did I already drop that on there? Oh, let's remove one. And yep. So now they've all got one, so that's walk forward. This one is to left. This one is to right. And this one is shoot laser. And this one actually needs its sprite updating because it was not previously overriding the prefab. So that should be everything we need for those to report different commands in the logging, different actions, different command actions. There we go. So my console here, I want to try dragging and dropping that there. Okay, so I probably should have done that quicker, but that's just logging from before. Okay, so that was begin drag for walk forward and then continue drag for walk forward. So that would just be used to adjust the position and drop for turn left. So I dropped it onto turn left and end drag for walk forward. Okay, so that's good. That tells me something that's going on, which is basically all that is working. I just need these things, these track steps. Do these? I'm just going to check, do I have a script for that already? No. So basically I just need those, need a script for the track step. And that should have the iDrop handler, not the command brush having it. Don't care about dropping command brushes on each other. All we care about is dropping them onto the other things here. Drop for something. What are we? Can I get if I look at my transform dot parent dot looking for the index. Guess the sibling index. I think that's going to be on myself, right? That's my own sibling index, so I'm presuming that will be, I'm pretty sure that'll be 0 for the first child, 1 for the second child, and so on. So that should be good. And we don't want the command brush to have that drop handler. I'll drop, get rid of that. And the interface. So what we want to do with this basically is end drag is the main thing. There. Shared. There we go. Like original. It's going to be 0, 0, 0, but that's fine. Okay, so we're grabbing that position, and then at the end of the drag, we basically just go numbers. And in between, what does this event data have in it? About position, tilt, position, press position. There might be something for the distance that has been, like the vector that's been dragged. Let's have a look at this. Alright, drag handler. And when they're setting the drag position here, so they've got this point event data. Point enter transform. Global mouse pose. Hard to see exactly what's going on there. This looks like quite a generic pointer event. 0.10 delta since last update. Maybe that would be useful. And dragging. Alrighty. Oh, I think one of these vector 2 delta would be good. Current pointer position might be good as well. But maybe I can just use that delta and just move by that delta. That's not where I want to be. Close that. Delta, that's offset. Should be a vector 2. Oops. Okay, so basically but I would guess that is going to be in screen space, and I want this to be in world space. Ambiguous for vector 2 and vector 3, of course. Hang on, now I got screen to world, viewport to screen. What is the difference between viewport and screen? Screen is probably full screen. There we go. Offset world. That's better. World offset. Doesn't sound like it's a place that you go where they sell every kind of offset that you could imagine. Offset world. Yeah, I guess that's not giving it back to 3, is it? Yeah, cool. So basically we're just trying to add that offset once we've adjusted to screen space, and if I did that right, it will work. And if I did not do that right, well, that would never happen. And I'm being recorded to prove that I've just said that. So yeah, that just would have it moving. I would probably do something else as well. Let's see if that works, or if being like a child of a thing causes problems. Let's try this laser. Whoa, cool. I don't know where it's going, but it's back. Okay, let me just split the scene view out here. So I've got a way to visualize that, where that's disappearing to. Let me just maybe pop that into more dimensions. It's just vanishing by the look of it. It's not vanishing instantly, it's only when I start when I move it a certain distance. Can I put it back? It seems like once it's gone, it's gone. Let me select this. Should be what I've got, and I'm grabbing that, and it's just gone, and its Z position is like a negative heaps. So even though I've got a vector thing being converted to a vector 3, when it does a screen to world point, well, let's just say we want to add let's give me a vector 3. I kind of don't want the end of it, so I'd rather have a vector 2. Maybe let's have that as a vector 3, but make sure that we set the Z to 0. Now hopefully that won't put the Z index all over the place. Let's stop that for now. What is this dance the robots are doing? Okay. Give that a moment to figure out how to make code work again. Need to get my namespaces sorted out and an assembly definition. Okay, so that is Still doing some really wacky things as far as what these numbers are doing. So I suspect that I probably just need to log some stuff, but not that stuff. So just here I want to know what these things are. So let's move this down to here. Okay, got my starting position there, so I've got something. Now we're doing a drag. That action, and I will just put in original pose. And we go to transform. Dot position now. At the end of it, we had the offset. I'll do that as like a square bracket. So show the offset. Show the computed world offset. And that's what we got. So that should do. It's going to give us quite a lot of log data to sift through, especially since I've, well, at the beginning and end, should hopefully not give us much. And have I put the script on these? No, I haven't. So I'll just grab drag step, one there, apply that, and have I done anything? Yeah, undrop. So, all right, now I'll put a shoot laser on index 2. Actually, let's put it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go on 6. Boom. Now, does that count as a drop on there? Let's have a look. And drag for shoot laser, we got an on drop for 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that worked. That one there. And let's just have a look what happened here. We got a begin drag. Now, went from 2.21 negative 0.9900. Is that right? We got X and Y on these rect transforms of 3.5, 0.5, 0. That already looks kind of weird. Maybe that's the center, given the width and height. Not sure. Anyway, I went to 0.96, negative 3.46, and 0. So it's keeping the Z index consistent now at least. And I think part of this is to do maybe with the grid layout. So Like, can you switch it on to ignore layout? Then drag it around. Well, I can see where it went. Somewhere over there. No matter where you move it, it's heading downwards. Oh. Yep, they're making their way over. So clearly the well, what's the offset I'm getting? Because I'm doing offset and weld offset. So the offset that I'm getting here is like 12 and 3, 29 and 6, 34 and 1. Now these must be something like pixels. So yeah, I think this delta. What just happened there? Just trying to open that up. Where's the docs here? The delta on my pointer event. Date data. There. Pointer event data. Looking for delta. Pointer delta since last update. Vector 2 doesn't really say what it is. What units are we using here? Yep. That's pretty old, but I think this description is still going to be relevant. The delta vector provides the 2D location as the user moves the pointer. It is updated every frame. The 2D location starts at vector 200 when onBegin drag is called. As onDrag is called, the delta is updated. The value of delta can change greatly. In the example below, delta value will start at 0. onDrag will change the value of data value as delta changes. Alright, so we've got our example script. And we've got our delta value is 0. And delta value plus equals delta, so just adding that up. Every half a second it's reporting what the current delta value is. So they've managed to give no indication of what units we're talking about. So that's fun. Let's try viewport to world and see if that's any better. If you get your space wrong, then that's not very good. It just means you're not going to get the right kind of movements. Okay. So we're getting 400, 500. Yeah, yeah, it's just zooming off all over the place. Can I bring it back somewhere here? It's just gone, isn't it? What kind of offsets am I seeing? So I might try to move it one unit across. So I'll clear all that out. Just move it across to there and back again. Actually, I'm going to do that again. Across to there and stop. So my offset x -1, -1, -1, -3, -7, -3, -2. It's going up and down by 1. 1. And these look like. I think these must be pixel values. So. Is this also just the wrong thing to do? Like a vector in viewport space should be able to be converted to a vector in screen space. Unity, screen delta to world delta. Getting screen space positions. Something like this. Hey, okay. Okay, it's getting a touch position. Camera main does screen to world point. That's what I had there before. Inverse transform point. Okay, that's what I'm missing. So when I set this position, and I'm just trying to add to it, so it shouldn't matter, but so I guess I need it in the space of this canvas that I'm on. This command brush is going to be in a thing. Okay, so something I'm thinking here. This isn't the right place for this ultimately, but basically just getting. Oh, thanks. I think I need luck and probably sleep actually. I should probably stop this, but it's hard to stop when I'm just in the middle of something. I'm looking to get this thing's canvas renderer or something. No, that I'll get the actual canvas here. So canvas. So it's a canvas, and did they have a way to say like point? Oh no, it's in canvas, like it's in world space already, right? It's random mode world space. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around with that anymore because I think I've got myself a world space. And what was that thing they did here? Okay, what is progress trans? Like the thing that they're moving. Inverse transform point. Transformed that. So maybe that I'm going so slow now because I'm tired. So let me just add that to the thing. It's called inversed. Very temporary, extremely temporary. But let's use that in case it works. Okay, this will be the last thing I try. Then I'm going to go to bed. And if I had just woken up in the morning and done this, it probably would have been twice as fast at least. Magically, the computer would be faster and everything. Okay, are we all compiled, ready to go? Whoa. Okay, got it. It's gone. I saw it went down there. So probably not great. I just moved it a little bit to the right. So a little bit to the right shows up as moved it a fair bit down, and I moved it boom straight across by a bunch. But we went from 2 and 0 to negative 2.18, negative 250, negative 10. The inverse version of that is that. Not quite getting why going from 2 pixels. Oh, because it's talking about points. Yeah, okay. Basically, there's just like 2 pixels that way. But because screen space starts at the bottom left, that's not just a simple, like, from the center at this scale. So, yeah, that's what's going on. I think I've got a point that is right near the bottom left on the screen being represented, and I'm converting it to a, like, how far is that from the center of from 0, 0 in the world? That's no good. So how would I do that conversion? Let me see what I've got here. Maybe something with panel setting. That seems like a lot of bother. Screen to panel space. Screen to world point. What else do we have? Something about vector. See, these are all for points. Interesting. Ah. How tall is the camera in pixels? Interesting. What I'm trying to see if I can do is just like interrogate the camera for what is the ratio. All this because I want to convert a little delta. I just need like a floating point for how many pixels are there per world thingy. I don't think that question is relevant. Let's see. Pixel to unity unit. Pixel to world unit conversion. These are closer to what I want. Good point. When we're dealing with when we're not dealing with an orthoscopic camera, then we really don't know how many pixels equal one world unit. If I were to get pixel height and pixel width, I probably could do something with that. Okay, what about this camera? Size 5. These are each 1 unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I believe that is half of the height. Yes, the orthographic size. Half size in orthographic mode, yeah. So this is like the half height. So we'll do it by 2 to get the height. This is like units high, like units. And then, probably don't need this, but it's going to be looking for aspect. That's what we're going to multiply our height by to get our width. So now, what we probably need to do is pixels per unit. So pixels per unit height. This should come out the same height and width. Is the pixels high divided by unit to units high. That's world space units. Width equals that. So now we've got the ratio. So probably don't need that. So we probably could just go get our offset. Let's put that in a new variable. Our units offset instead of the pixel offset is equal to that pixel offset. Pixels per unit, and we want the inverse of that for units per pixel. I'm just doing it this way because I feel like it. I'd rather do that the other way. So that's U per pixel. There. So we've got a pixel value. So basically, what a unit per pixel height. For example, so now these are broken. Oh, yeah. Transformed position. World space offset. Ambiguous. That's fine. Let's just vector 3 it. Just cast that. All right. So, gonna get the unit offset. probably rename that to pixel offset just to be consistent. And what I want here is like all of these numbers. Pix per U. Both of those. Height. And width. And then like height and width of those guys. All right. Let's try that again. Now this time, I actually bothered to compute something. Since it did not seem like I had a built-in thing that was working. All right, so moment of truth. No, it's not a moment of truth yet. I haven't pressed play. I had to let it finish stopping, recompile, and go. Okay, well, it seems like that's working. The only bit that's not working is it's going behind things. Or, yeah, it can go outside there. It's just going behind that. So, I'll put it in front of it. Temporarily, I could just move that routine track just a little bit back. And then maybe, no, not happening. What if I do it like that? Okay, that's better. These can go on top of here. So that's good. And I could drop that on like there. And I would get nothing. Why nothing? Routine track. And these routine track. Track step scripts. So I didn't get the on drop. So this time I got the end drag, but not the on drop. And if I get that routine track, just back here, do this. Now I got the on drop. Okay, so there's a problem to solve. Being on different panels seems to mess with that. Is it just that, like, when I'm doing the drag, I only get the on drop if my element is not in front of it? Definitely not getting the on drop. Oh, that's something to fix later. So I'll put that in as a fix me. This only works if routine track is before command palette in the hierarchy. that makes the routine track. Sprites. Of the direct. Now, maybe it would be fine if these, if I just use the rendering order, like pop that there, because that makes it work. But also, when this thing is doing its rendering, an image, I have it like order in layer. We're determining the render order here, because it's not like a sprite renderer that has the order in the layer. Maybe something with these. Well, I'm not going to solve that right now because I need sleep. Oh. It's sad that that doesn't go in front of that. If I were to get that and move it, which I can't do because of it being positioned. Now that should allow me to actually move this, like, for example, to here. So the routine track on top though, so that means the drop's not going to work. It's snapping to the wrong place. Yeah, showing it behind. -1. -10 takes it behind the camera. -9. Canvas renderer. Yep, simple image. That's a weird one. An image. It says sorting layer and order on a canvas. So juggling multiple canvases is an awkward but possible solution. Okay. Interesting. Well, anyway, is it the same thing? Well, no, it's a different one. Render is based on the hierarchy order. Put down the hierarchy change when things get rendered. It's different with the rest of the Unity, just to be fun. Override sorting. Canvas. World space sorting layer. Fold. Order layer. Well, anyway, I'm off. I've stayed up way too late again. One day I might do that. On the plus side, I just discovered my keys. They've been lost for ages. They were under a piece of paper on my desk. I think it's like half the week I've had those lost. So there we go. I got the routine displaying. I didn't get the thing quite working. Get that back to be reset. No, undo that. I just want to undo, like moving it around. Anyway, I'm sure I can get that working. It's just a bit where it seems like maybe whatever I do to get the drop able to work, it's maybe going to stop the whole thing working. I think I might need to just like literally put these and these in the same like panel. That just may be it. And then like if I were doing something with this, let's see, so that's further down, so that renders on top. So yeah, I guess that would mean put these and put these. So I could maybe make it just wide enough to fit. Then I could do the start corner being like the lower left. Fixed column count. And that number is however many of those I had. Is it 10? Yes, it's 10. Like that. Because then if I moved all of these under here, they would render on the next layer. Yeah. They would render up there. And this one all the way up there for some reason. Because I've got that thing to say ignore layout. There. So if I did that, and then I would have to just keep that bit in the routine editor instead of just assuming that everything in routine track is the thing. Here, routine track. Instead, I would need to find the children. That's not how you spell that. It needs one of these. Oh, hey, a message. Oh, it's that old chestnut. Cheap viewers, hey? Oh, do I really want to associate with cheap viewers? I don't think so, whoever you are. I think that's kind of the go to bed message. Not really. Track steps equals that. And if we let that replace that, it's an array of track steps. So that could be good. And then I could replace that track length. Let's just comment that one out for the moment. And we're just looking at length, yes. Length on that. So we're getting the sprite renderers out of those. Yes, so instead of get child I, we instead want to grab track steps I. Okay, and then we're going to go track step, transform, get child 0, and so on. And I think that still would work. And now the difference is these all live in the same container, same panel, and maybe that would allow the drag and the drop to both work. So I guess I've just made myself a liar because I said I was going to go to bed and not fix this. But maybe I fixed it. Problem is all these lights. Let's get all this light off here. Yeah, can't reach that switch over there yet. But here's the game. Here's the thing. I'm dragging it. I'm dropping it. It's got end drag. It hasn't got the drop working. Has it? Nope. Has not. So is it like dropping on itself? I think part of the problem here might be that like when I go to drop it, itself is in the way. So like if I had that, if I had like just temporarily mess this up. Oh, that is not the key combination apparently that I wanted to press. If I just make that move in the opposite direction for the purpose of this like rendering. So that'll go backwards and I drop that on there and it works. So I think actually what is happening is that the thing being dragged is blocking the drop target, which is kind of super weird. Yeah, this could be the thing. Oh no, that's not the thing. Hmm. Interesting. Make the image child of the canvas when it is being dragged. Yeah, that might work. I want the parent of the parent. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. When I'm a robot, I won't need sleep. Still don't get the on drop. What if I put these like here? Right, so drag that one to like there. I'm not sure what I just did. I didn't change its position, but did I get it on drop? Nope. Just clear that. Try and put this on here. I'm not getting it on drop at all. So yeah, that doesn't seem to be fixing it. Anyway, yeah, I'll fix that when my brain works when I've had some sleep. Alrighty. I am a tired man signing off, and I will continue this in the future. So, have a good time, keep making games, but sleep if you need to. Otherwise, you can't make games properly anymore.